next speaker on, and he is going to enthrall us by bringing happiness in our lives. Welcome, Murali Sundaram. Vanakkam.
Wonderful, wonderful.
Vanakkam, sir. Vanakkam. Vango. Okay. We're not able to hear you.
Vanakkam, I believe you can hear me now.
Yes, fantastic. Fantastic. Okay. Over to you, Lata, to introduce Murali and take over the session. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Good afternoon, Murali sir, and welcome to VEI Summit. We are so thankful to you for accepting our request. Welcome everyone. This is a session masterclass on EI and happiness, though I know 30 minutes is not enough for Murali sir to hear it out because we can learn a lot from him. So I will introduce him, and it's a pleasure to introduce Murali Sundaram, known popularly as Happiness Coach, is also an author, entrepreneur, keynote speaker with 22 years in the training and selling. He is the executive director of BNI Chennai A and instrumental in helping 750 plus small and medium entrepreneurs generate more than $150 million of business in the last 6 years in Chennai. He is the head of training of BNI India, global master trainer of BNI, the world's largest referral organization with more than 270,000 plus members across the globe. Murali sir has till date successfully trained more than 283,000 business leaders, entrepreneurs, and executives across 15 different countries on happiness, money, and leadership. We are blessed to have you today with us. Over to you, Murali sir.
Thank you, Lata. Thank you. Good morning, and thank you very much for the organizers to invite me, and thank you, Lata, for inviting me for this particular very interesting emotional summit. Wow, that's the need of the hour for everyone, yes or no? So I'm going to make my whole presentation in a very simple common man language so that everyone can understand how we can always be happier, come what may, whatever happens, for no reason. How many of you are really interested to always be happy whatever happens? Say me in the chat box if you are someone really eager to actually double and triple your happiness. How many of you would like to be always emotionally stable whatever happens so that no one can rob your peace in your life? Type the word me in the chat box. Thank you. Thank you very much for that. Okay, my name is Murali Sundaram, popularly known as the Happiness Coach. And today I'm going to share with you my perspectives of how whatever may happen, we can always stay happy. Because my name has Happiness Coach, everyone asks me the most important question: how can we be happy? Okay, that's the first question everyone asks. So let me start with a disclaimer that actually I cannot teach happiness to anyone in the world. I can only teach everyone how not to be unhappy in your life. Why? Because happiness is our birthright and our foundation of our life itself. We are all born happy. Somewhere down as we grow up, we became unhappy by acquiring thoughts and beliefs and all the ideals from the family and society. How many of you agree with me? If you agree with me, type the word yay in the chat box. If you all agree with me that that's how we actually become more and more unhappy. Why? Because being happy is so simple and so easy and doesn't require any efforts, but becoming unhappy requires a lot of efforts and requires too much of complication in our life. One day I was just entering into a lift along with my friend. You know what he said? Murali, the lift will take 45 seconds to reach the 20th floor. Since you are the happiness coach, can you urgently teach me how to be happy within 45 seconds? Okay. And I looked at my friend, smiled at him, and then I said that I will share with you one technique, but are you sure you will agree and practice? He says, yeah, I will do that. I shared with him one technique in 10 seconds. And after that, next 25 seconds, there was a dead silence in the lift. And he was staring at me with full of anger. I can see this anger is slowly building up. And then we entered to our friend's house, and 2 hours, he was not looking at me and talking to me. So I was wondering, what did I say wrong? Okay, did I offend him any which way? But for the next 1 week, this fellow didn't even call me. No message, nothing. But after 1 week, he calls me and said, Murali, do you remember what you said in the lift about how to be happy? I said, yeah. I'm going to challenge you. I'm going to prove you that your technique doesn't work. It's a useless technique. I said, how are you going to prove? What I'm going to do now is I'm going to practice this for 30 days and then I will come back and prove to you that it is not possible. See, for a teacher like me, when someone comes and tells that I'm going to practice what you said, I'm the most happiest guy, because we know when someone takes action, there is always a result out of it. I said, go ahead, practice it and please come back to me. After 30 days, he gives me a call and said that, Murli, what you said is absolutely right. You know, after 30 days of sincerely following what you said, I am actually 50% more happier now. I'm having a lot of time in my life. You know what? My negative thoughts have completely come down and I'm spending a lot of time with my children and my family. I want to continue this for the rest of my life. Hey, how many of you here would like to know what is that one technique? Type the word me in the chat box. If you're someone really want to double your happiness, spend a lot of quality time with your kids, with your family, stay more focused at your job so that you can become more productive. Wow. That's the whole chat box saying me in the chat box. But you know what? I'm not going to tell you now. Hold on. After some time, I will tell you. If you can just type someone during my presentation, because I have to speak for 30 minutes during the presentation, type the word lift in the chat box. Not now, after some time, if I forget, okay? So that let me see how many of you are really paying attention for the whole presentation. You know why? Because we are right now sitting at our comfort of your home and attending a virtual conference. There is a huge possibility for us to become a victim of the 2 keys of unhappiness in your life. Do you know that there are only 2 keys to become unhappy in your life? If you know what are these 2 keys of unhappiness, actually we all can stay happy and healthy. The number 1 key of unhappiness is called the donkey. How many of you have seen a donkey in your life? Have you all seen a donkey in your life? Do you know what is the job or a purpose of a donkey? What's the job of a donkey? What's the purpose of a donkey? Okay, can you go ahead and tell me in the chat box? What do you think is the purpose of a donkey? Now, the purpose of a donkey is to what? Carry lots and lots of weight and loads. Absolutely, carry burden. If you observe our own life from the time you are aware to till now, okay, you will find an amazing donkey sitting inside all of us. I'll give you an example so that you will understand. There are situations in our life, there are people in our life whom we don't want to meet them, but they will come exactly in front of us and say good morning. When you enter your office or when you start your day, you don't want to meet them, but they are the first person who will send you a good morning in WhatsApp and say, why this fellow in the morning? Yes or no? You really want to scream and shout at them and say, get lost, but you can't do it with them because probably they are living inside your own home. Probably they are all colleagues in your company, or probably those nagging, irritating, frustrating clients in your life also. Yes or no? Probably when you're traveling on the road, when you're driving your car, one guy will come and cut across your vehicle in his amazing fancy bike. You really want to shout and scream at that biker or the auto wala. Maybe they don't follow the lane discipline or the traffic light discipline. You want to shout and scream at them, but they've already left. Yes or no? So there are many situations in our life where we really want to express our original feeling and original emotion. But due to various rules, office rules, society rules, parenting rules, family rules, I call these rules as bullshit rules, brules instead of rules, okay? Because all these rules are making us not to express our true original emotion which started us from inside. Yes or no? How many of you remember such incidences in your life where you really want to cry, you didn't cry. You really want to shout, you didn't shout. How many of you have experienced anything like that where instead of expressing the original emotion, you actually changed it and put a different emotion? How many of you have done that? See, right from the time we are aware, from the schooling to till now, there are lots and lots and lots of incidences where instead of expressing our original feeling, we just suppressed and suppressed and suppressed and suppressed. And like the donkey carrying burden, we have all learned how to carry loads of emotional burden within us. I'm sure you all would have experienced for no reason, not even for 5 naya paisa, you would have suddenly erupted like an emotional volcano onto your kids, onto your mother-in-law, or your friends, or that security watchman, or that low-lying people. You would have just erupted your emotions onto them, and later you feel very bad. Yes or no? How many of you have experienced such emotional volcanoes in our life for no reason? It's not their fault, but we just ended up in pouring over there. And today, all the stress-related disease, the medical community says, is because of these emotional burdens that we are all carrying within us. Today, all the healthcare-related problems, all because of this stress-related emotional burden. So that's the reason the number one key of unhappiness is the donkey within us. And all we need to learn is how to let go of these negative emotions that we are carrying inside. And today I will share with you one or two techniques which can help you to always stay peaceful and calmer, come what may, let the heaven may fall. There are multiple varieties of techniques are there, depending upon the layers of intensity that you're having inside. But I'll share some simple things that all of you are ready to go back and practice. How many of you will, if I share with you some one or two techniques, how many of you will take action today? Just type the word action in the chat box. Are you someone who is just not a learner, but you're also an action taker? Are you sure? Wow, that's many people are saying action taker. Let me give you an amazing secret to you, okay? This is an amazing secret from my experience in the last 20 years of training, more than 283,000 business leaders in 20 different countries, okay? And I'm into 3 different businesses. I handle multiple teams and directors, and my life is in every angle, okay? So let me share with you one amazing analysis I have found from talking to people across the world. Can I share with you one secret why 95% of the people do not take action? It's only that 5% of the people actually take amazing action. That's the reason why 5% of the people are always more successful and happier, and the remaining 95%, they keep on cribbing again and again. Why? There is a manufacturing defect in all Indians, huh? The minute we know something, we behave as if we have already done it. But remember, knowing is not doing, only doing is knowing. Yes or no? So that's the reason why the second key of unhappiness is great help to us. Why? We all know a lot of things to do. Yes or no? We all know how to behave in the society. We all know that we have to surrender to the law, the supreme power. We all know eating junk food is waste. We all know walking is good for health. Tell me honestly, how many of you are following what you've already read? How many of you following what we already know? We do not. Why? Because of the number 2 key of unhappiness. The number 1 key is called the donkey, and the number 1 key is called the monkey. Have you all seen a monkey in your life? Not in the mirror, in real life I'm talking about. Have you all seen a monkey in your life? What does the monkey do? If you observe a monkey, the monkey doesn't sit in one place, yes or no? It keeps on jumping from one branch to another branch. If you observe very closely, there is a monkey inside all of us. The mind with which operates the whole hardware here, we have an amazing mind. Some of us have beautiful and brilliant mind, which has an ability to see through even a mud and bring that clarity. But most of us, you know what kind of monkey mind we have? Some of us have a wild monkey inside us. It goes everywhere, bizarre. Even right from the morning, you guys are all sitting inside this room. Tell me honestly, how many times your mind has jumped out of this Zoom meeting? How many times you went to your past? Obviously, your mind would have gone to the past, no? The mind loves to play that past incidences, bring back the old movie in your head, and you feel pity for that. Yes or no? Sometimes if the past is really boring, the mind goes to the future. And you start worrying, okay, what will happen to my future? Will I become successful? Can I solve all my emotional and financial crises in my life? You know, mind goes there. If both these channels are really boring, the monkey mind takes us to a fantasy land. In the fantasy land, we are the superhero, we are the Avengers team, we are the Spider-Man, we are the Iron Man. We will solve every problem in the world in our fantasy world. Yes or no? How many times you have all experienced the mind taking you to the past or to the future or to the fantasy? But we have never allowed our mind to stay in this moment of now, because the whole life happens only in this shanam, only in this second. Life is a series of now and now and now and now. Yes or no? But we have never allowed our mind to stay here. I'll give you a classic example. How many of you have a habit of brushing your teeth every day? Do you all brush your teeth? Wow. Did you brush your teeth today morning? You just go back and think about that incident. What were you thinking when you were brushing your teeth? You are brushing your teeth, that mind has gone somewhere. What should I wear now? What should I cook now? What should I do now? What are the various emails? What are the various topics I have to respond? Yes or no? Instead of enjoying the way your hand is holding that brush, instead of enjoying that brush, no, that bristles hitting the gums, and that small tiny pain will come in the gums. Feel that, no, it's an amazing pain. And that peppermint flavor inside your mouth, or the Ayurvedic paste if you're using, that flavor, that aromatic flavor. Instead of enjoying that moment of being there, we allow the mind to go out. Yes or no? And the same thing happens even when we are bathing also. When we are bathing, instead of enjoying the water falling on the body and enjoying every droplet on the skin and the pores and the body getting refreshed and cleansed, we go back, we check out. Yes or no? How many of you have experienced such small things? Only in these small mundane trivial activities in our life, we train our monkey mind to go everywhere out. That's the reason world's best mindful leaders, all the world's best business, many of them are my very good friends in my life. Some of them I've been trained, I've trained them also. They are damn good and they're very clear. At this moment, I will only stay here. They have practiced that mindfulness again and again and again and again. Remember, it's a practice. Only with practice it comes. The mind will go out, we need to bring it back. The mind will go out, we have to bring it back. How many days? Forever. Because that's the job of the mind. Mind is a survival tool and it wants this machine to be intact so that it can take care of the surroundings. And that's the job of the mind. We are not the mind. Yes or no? So these two keys, destroy us a lot. And many of us really want to take action, but we don't take action. Right from the morning, amazing sessions are happening and you have taken lots and lots of notes. Yes or no? How many of you have taken lots of notes here? I'm sure you all would have taken lots of interesting points, interesting notes. Will you all take action? I'm sure I can guarantee you that more than 95% of us will not take action. Would you like to know why? Would you like to know why we human beings do not take action, though we know everything? Right? Everything in our Indian culture, our ancestors have already given it to us. We do not need any more, even one bite of information. If you just, whatever information we already know, if you just go and take action, life is settled, life is happy, life is peaceful. But you know what is happening? We continuously accumulate more and more and more and more knowledge in our life. I always keep telling my students that knowledge is garbage. Applied knowledge, which is converted into wisdom, that's the only truth that is there in front of us. So the reason why we don't, I was more curious to know this answer, okay? Why human beings don't take action? We all know we have to take action because life is a series of action. And life is one action to another action to another action. Yes or no? So I was always more curious. When we all go and learn something, okay, in a book or in a seminar or in a Zoom webinar like this, why are we not taking action? I was always curious on that. So you know what I did one day? I did a very interesting research experiment, okay, combining my 30 years of yogic practice experience along with my studies in neuroscience. I went very deeper to find out why human beings, though they know what to do, why they are not taking action in their life. Would you be interested to know what was the result? Type the word I in the chat box. If you are someone who is really interested to know why, I know a lot of things, but why am I not taking action? I know some of my students, they know something, why are they not taking action? My family members, they know what to do, but they're not taking action. Yes or no? When I did that, a very interesting study, I used a very interesting tool called the neurofeedback and biofeedback, and it has an amazing software and a hardware technology, where in which you can go and exactly measure how many thoughts are arising in a human brain. And because of these thoughts, what is happening to the brain's performance, how that impacts the heartbeat, and how it impacts the overall body's peak performance. I was more curious to know why. When I did that, I understood that there are different areas in the brain responsible for specific functionality in our life. There is a specific area only for creative thinking, strategic thinking, planning, time management, geography, mathematics, biology. You name, there are different parts there in the brain. So I was more curious to know, is there a part in the brain which is responsible for taking action? And you know what? There is an amazing place. Neuroscience found out in the year 1908 by Dr. Brodmann. He beautifully mapped the whole brain and he said that there is a specific point in the brain called the action center in the brain. And if that area is activated, you will stop thinking and take action first, understand it through the wisdom, and thereby you become a better human being. When I went and did the whole analysis on my own, it was a mind-blowing exercise. What I found out was I did a study with more than 27,000 professionals, CEOs, business owners, students across the whole world. When I did that, I found out there is an amazing pattern in the way human beings breathe every single minute, to the way the heart is beating, and to the way the brain functions. When I analyzed it, I found out on an average Indians are breathing somewhere between 14 to 20 times per minute, with a depth of every breath with 2 or 3 points only. But when I did that correlation to some of the most successful leaders in the whole world, why are they so successful? I was more curious. When I did that, I found out successful leaders in the world, they are all breathing 6 or 7 breaths per minute. And you know what? Our ancestors 2000 years ago gave a beautiful prescription of how we can always be happy, healthy, and at our peak performance. And they just prescribed one simple thing, one simple prescription. They just suggested that if you really want to get the peak performance of this machine and always be emotionally stable and happy, they just prescribed 5 breaths per minute. Only at 5 breaths per minute, the whole machine is at the peak balance, autonomic balance. The scientific word is the autonomic balance of the sympathetic nervous system and the parasympathetic nervous system. And today neuroscience has also gone exactly and did that study and said that at 5 cycles of breaths per minute, both the autonomic nervous system is in complete balance, so that the best can be brought out by this human machine. Interesting, you know, our ancestors have given every possible answer for every riddle in the world. But we don't believe, no, our ancestors, we don't believe the ancestral knowledge, we don't follow our culture and tradition. We always want to know what bloody science is telling, yes or no? That's a 400-year-old subject. What you're talking is 20,000-year-old culture. We always want to know, because that's how we have been trained and imbibed in our head, right from the schooling to till now. Because your science teacher would have told you, sun rises in the east, and you nodded your head, yes or no? Is the sun rising in the east? Absolutely not. The sun is there. Only the earth is rotating. But this is how we all get convinced that if scientifically, if it's been proven, according to us, it is right. So we are all victims of this science. Yes or no? You know, that's an amazing change brought by Lord Macaulay into the whole education system in 1835, that science has to be brought in as part of the curriculum. Thereby we all start questioning everything around us, and thereby we start questioning our own culture, our own tradition. And because of that, what happens, there are not many people who can explain you step by step by step. And so obviously you will stop believing whatever the culture and tradition says, yes or no. And here comes Varun is asking, what's the lift story? Yeah, you know what? That's where I can connect you to the lift, because I told my friend, say, if you really want to be happy, follow this technique. So I asked him a simple question. Let me ask you this question. Do you know what are the top 3 industries in the whole world? Do you know what are the top 3 industries of the world? Just go ahead and post some words in the chat box. Okay, do you know what are the top 3 industries in the world? Wow, IT, pharma, excellent. The number 1 industry in the whole world is arms and ammunitions, weapons industry. The number 2 industry is healthcare industry, and the number 3 industry is alcohol industry. Look very closely. The number 1 industry kills people. The number 3 industry makes you sick, and the number 2 industry tries to revive you, but they don't cure you. They just revive you, maintain you, but they don't cure you. And the top 3 industries, if they have to be in the top 3, they need one amazing element permanently installed like a virus inside every human being. And that is called fear. Any human being who has that fear installed inside them, they will always be unhappy. A fearless mind is the only happiest mind and a successful mind. Then my friend asked me, how do I'm not fear, I don't have any fear right now, but how do I get installed? I said the only way, it's an amazing, beautiful system installed into every human being. The way fear is installed is ensuring, is educating, making it compulsory for many, many human beings to watch a box called television and to read a paper called newspaper. And I told my friend, if you really want to be happy, stop watching television or stop reading newspapers. That's all I said. You have to see the shock in his face, like many of you, I can see the shock. What? No television? Yes, no television. No newspaper? No newspaper. And I have not done this for the last 10 years. And I can honestly tell you, life is absolutely much, much, much better. There are people come and ask me, then how do we know the latest knowledge, okay, if I don't watch or read newspapers? I said, see, I have not read any newspaper for the last 10 years, but I know exactly what's happening in the whole world. He asked me how. Hey, if you that information is really, really, really important, one joker in your life will WhatsApp you that information to you. Or one guy will post it in the Facebook. Don't worry, don't break your head. You don't have to, you don't have to. Have you all seen the newspaper and television is full of negative information? Yes or no? How many of you agree with me? The whole newspaper from the front page to the last page, full of negative information. You open any television channel, full of negativity. You tell me how it is possible for you to use your willpower to remove all the negativity and absorb only the positivity. Many of us think that willpower I have, vairagya I have. Let me tell you honestly, willpower is a depletable resource. It depletes faster than ever than your mobile phone battery. Willpower depletes faster. Yes or no? You all decided to go for a walking on January 1st. You tell me how many days we followed? Hardly for 4 or 5 days. That's the reason why do not try on your willpower until you got that willpower, until you know how to discriminate, the power of discrimination. That's what our Vedas talk about. The number one skill that we all need to learn is the power of discrimination. Discriminate which is good, which is bad, and what path to choose, the neutral path. Because both good, both bad is useless in our life. That's the reason I told my friend, if you can't do that, at least do it for 30 days in your life. Just 30 days. No television. He says sports channel, no sports channel. Discovery channel, no. Most violence happens in Discovery and Animal Planet only. Don't do that. Newspaper, the sports column, I said that's the most interesting thing which makes you to say competition is important. Yes or no? So that's the reason 30 days I agreed to me. How many of you are ready for a 30 days? Go ahead and mention 30 in the chat box if you are someone really, really serious, okay, to take action in your life. So this is one technique. Why? Because when you start absorbing a lot of negativity inside you, then what happens? The heart becomes heavier, so the heart cannot push too much oxygen to the brain. Because the oxygen cannot go to the action center of the brain. Would you like to know where it is? This area of the brain is called the prefrontal cortex, which is called the action center of the brain, which is responsible for each and every executive function and also the happiness center of the brain. When we breathe slowly and deeply, you supply lots of oxygen over here. At 5 breaths per minute, the whole prefrontal cortex is fully activated. Not just the prefrontal cortex, the whole brain. The global activation of the brain happens. Thereby, you have the ability to watch life in a QLED TV. Have you all seen this latest QLED big television, the crystal clear clarity? That's what happens when we breathe slowly and deeply. So it's a very simple practices. Breathing slowly and deeply, sincerely every single day. And that's what our culture has already taught us. It's nothing a rocket science. Tell me honestly, did I say any rocket science here? No, we already know everything. We all know everything. The challenge is taking action. So go ahead from today onwards, every day, morning 10 minutes, evening 10 minutes, invest 10 minutes for proper, slow and deep diaphragmatic breathing. No rockets, some basics LKG level breathing. Breathe in, breathe out. No holding and all, no one nostril, two nostril and all. These are all advanced practice. Don't go directly jump into that. That's what many yoga schools actually teach us. They straight away go to PhD level. Because I asked this one question for 60,000 students. I went and asked them, do you know what happens when you breathe in? Your tummy comes out or goes in? 50% of them gave me the wrong answer, that when I breathe in, my tummy goes in. Then where is it? Obviously, you're doing the obviously ulta way of breathing. There is no oxygen going in. How can the brain function effectively? So the most basic fundamental breathing, if we all can invest time, the side effect of investing time on the air going in and coming out, the monkey mind stays here in the now. The most easiest, cheapest method of managing the monkey is by bringing the whole focus and attention onto the tip of your nose and enjoy the chill air going in and the warm air coming out. If you can do that for one breath in your life, consider Narendra Modi deposited 2,000 rupees into your bank account. If you can do that for one breath. If you are able to do that for one breath, do that for the second breath. If you can do that for the second breath, do that for the third breath. Life is one breath after another breath after another breath. when you can bring your whole attention and awareness to the tip of your nose. When your whole attention is at the tip of the nose, the heart will follow. When the heart follows, the brain follows. Medical science says brain controls everything, but latest they have come to a neurocardiology subject which says heart controls everything. But ancient masters who lived on our continent, they said these two holes actually controls everything. Both the left brain and the right brain is controlled by this swara which goes inside. There is an amazing ancient science which I continuously practice called Swara Yoga. It's called Shiva Swarodhya, which is one of the most ancient knowledge of the whole creation and the way in which we live. So ladies and gentlemen, it's so simple to be happy in our life. It's so simple to be always simple, but we only complicate our life with all the negativity, negative beliefs, negative thoughts we accumulate in our life. Get rid of all this negativity around you. Go for a 30-day social media fasting. If you can't do that, you do various upavas in your life. Go for 1 day social media fasting. Lord Vishnu will come down. Okay, what happened to you? So try that. Okay, and practice breathing every single day. I know there are multiple techniques are there which I can share, but just 30 minutes. So I hope you really enjoyed this particular presentation of mine. I hope this was very valuable to each and one of you. Remember, knowing is not doing, only doing is knowing. Thank you very much. All the very best to everyone. Thank you.
Superb, superb, superb. I just have to only one word to tell that, I think. It was an amazing, energizing session, Mr. Murali Sundaram. And thank you so much for that. Thank you so much for that. Romba, romba nandri. Thank you. Avla super running sonninga. Amazing energy. You have charged everyone in the afternoon. And you have also set the tone from continuing from the past session where they were speaking about our Indian ancient wisdom and the richness of our practices and our yoga and Ayurveda and Patanjali. And you've already set the tone to the next speaker, Lucy, who is going to talk about EI and NLP. So you were just exactly sandwiched in between, and we didn't do anything. Neither Lata and me did any conspiracy around it. It just came and fell there. You obviously sat into that session, and you did an amazing job of connecting both, the preceding session and the after session. And thank you so much. Can we have the certificates, please, up?
Yeah. So while the certificates are coming up, Aziz Sadiwala would like to say something. You had his hand raised.
Okay. Just what is it, Mr. Aziz? You wanted to say something to Mr. Murali? Right?
Yes. Sorry.
Go ahead, sir. Go ahead.
Yeah. I want personal coaching from him, and it's an excellent. I am a therapist, and that will be a great favor to many community. If you can please coach us.
Sure, Aziz. Thank you. I continuously coach through my online community today. I have my whole online happiness university now, so I can continuously support everyone. Thank you. With whatever I already know, with my perspectives of life.
It was very practical. All knowledge is knowledge, but action is knowing. Excellent.
Absolutely. Thank you. Thank you, Aziz.
Thank you. Lata, please go ahead.
Thank you so much, Murali sir. You brought so much happiness to all of us today. And it was perfect time after the lunch, you brought so much energy to us. So this is a small gesture from Anupma and Annapurna and me, like Emotional Addicts and Mimicry Academy. We want to thank you for your insights and your wisdom sharing with us. And as you know, we have planted a tree in your name, and it's in Karnataka. You can go visit it online. You can take like how it is growing. And we are thankful to our our gratitude partner, Labs Digital Solutions. Thank you so much for your time today.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you very much. Thank you, sir.